Leah had her first son, and she called him Reuven. Why did she call him Reuven? The pasuk says, Ra Hashem ba'oni, Hashem saw how I was suffering. Why was she suffering? Because she's not the preferred wife. The preferred wife is Rachel. And therefore Hashem gave me the first child. Okay? Second child is born, and she said, Hashem heard that I was hated. She wasn't hated, but it means in contrast to the love that Yaakov had for Rachel, she felt hated. And therefore, she called the second son Shimon. Then the third son was born, and she said, now my husband will be with me. Yilove ishi elai. My husband will be together with me. Because I had already 3 sons, like Rashi says, they were Nevi'im, the Imayos were Nevi'os, and they knew that there would be 12 sons. So if I had 3, that means I had my share. I'll be a real wife to Yaakov. Hapam Yilove. And Cain, says the pasuk, he called him Levi. So who's he called him? Rashi says one, the Malach came, the Malach Gabriel. But the simple explanation of the pasuk, who would have called him Levi if it's in the Lashon Zachar? A man called him Levi, not she called him Levi. He called him Levi. Who's he? It's Yaakov. Yaakov called him Levi. So here, in contrast to the other sons that Leah had, it says that he called him Levi. The next pasuk talks about the fourth son, who she called again Yehuda. The first son she called Reuven, she called Shimon. The third one he called Levi. So we see from here, very interesting. Rav Hirsch points out that obviously she was expressing her frustration and her feelings of sadness and her of being the second, the unpreferred wife. She knows that Rachel was the one that Yaakov really wanted to marry, and she's thinking about it, and she's already married to him, and the pasuk already gives witness to the fact that Yaakov loved her. It says that he loved her, but still she still felt maybe he doesn't love me. Hashem, you see how much I'm going to call my first son Reuven. Now maybe he'll really love me. And she still didn't feel it, even after she had the second son. And the second son was born. And we don't know what Yaakov said or Yaakov did to try and dissipate this feeling. But she still felt it, and she called the second son. Hashem heard that I was hated and gave me a second son. Now the third son says, maybe now my husband will really love me. But then Yaakov did something. Yaakov said, you know what? I'm calling this son Levi. Now I am your husband. I am your real husband. And just like she was thinking, now really I'm Yaakov's a real husband. I'm a real wife to Yaakov. You love Aishi, and my husband will be together with me. And he called it. That's what already calmed her down. Once Yaakov took the step of calling the son Levi to confirm what she was feeling, and he said it out. He said, I'm going to call him Levi because really you are my real wife. Then by the time the next son was born, she already said, now I'm going to thank Hashem for my sons. She already stopped thinking about the fact that she was not the preferred wife. From here she points out an additional point, that the word Levi is very similar to the word loiva, somebody who borrows something from somebody else. I borrow money. I'm a loiva to you. That means that I owe my happiness to you. I owe you. You gave me. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. You lent me the money and I was able to do it. That's a loiva. Loiva is somebody who feels obligated. He feels that he owes his success and his happiness. That's a real confirmation that Yaakov says, I am Yilove Ishi, I am your loiva. I owe you something. I owe my happiness to you. You are my real wife. And when Yaakov said that, that's what was able to calm her down. That's what was able to completely take away that feeling of being second place, of being second fiddle to Rachel. Now she can feel that she's the real wife of Yaakov. We know that Chazal teach us that a person has to be so careful, by the way, especially how he speaks to his wife. We know later that Yaakov spoke a little harshly to Rachel, and Rachel said, give me children also. He said, what do you think? I'm like God, I can decide I can give you children or not. And the Mesilas Yesharim brings from Chazal that this is one of the places where we see how harsh it is. A person says something bad. Yaakov received terrible punishment for the fact that he spoke to Rachel like that. But here we see the positive fact that Yaakov took the initiative and he called the son Levi in order to confirm that yes, she is really my wife, you are really my wife. Not only that I said I love you, not only I bought you presents, we don't know what Yaakov did to try and show that he really loved her, but here when he took the initiative to say, I'm going to call her the son Levi, I'm not going to wait for her to say it, I'm going to say it, that's finally what was able to erase this feeling of being inadequate and being able to give Leah the feeling that she's the real wife of Yaakov. Good job. Please don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.